Ooh, what's up, you crazy YouTubers? This is Mike from the Autograph Network, aka The Godfather, coming from the home office with big recap time. This stuff piles up on my desk because I don't have time to make a video every single day, so when I don't have any more room, it's time to show it to you guys because I show everyone on social networks before I make a video, but I want to show you guys. I got a ton of TTMs and one purchase to show. I will show the purchase. Boom! Amy Joe Johnson, the original Pink Ranger. Kimberly, this is a 14 by 20 something. Big boy. But I bought it because she doesn't sign. She's huge on the conventions. I got it for a ridiculous price, so I couldn't pass it up. Childhood crush right there. Yeah, baby. All right, that was my one purchase that I got in. Let's get into TTMs. Show this one first. Not my SASE. Sent some extras. This is miniature creator, special effects artist, David Soule. He worked on Return of the Jedi, so I had him sign a couple movie posters. Also worked on Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. So those are the three that I sent. He sent some extras, which I have to be careful with because the pen he signed in rubs off, but the photos are awesome. Miniatures for Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, of course, riding in the mine cars. Pretty cool. Not 100% sure what that one is that he's working on, but that's the man himself. This one smudged badly. The next two are smudging, but did some work Return of the Jedi, outside Jabba's palace, and the Gamorrean guard. Like I said, the pen he used is just not sticking on those glossies, so I got to be extra careful with those real quick. Okay, now on to everything that came back in my SASEs. No particular order. We'll just try and burn through these as quick as possible. I didn't even look. Metro, Atlanta, former Rookie of the Year in '71, I believe. Chris Chambliss, played with the Yankees there, but probably best known for his years with the Braves. Cool shot. Always like the back with the jersey that's got the name on it. And there he is. Good old black and white, signed in blue. So pops there. Let's do it this way. All right. North VA, NOVA. Former player and coach Richie Pettibon. Cool action shot there. Always love the old school stuff. Sorry, there we go. Blown up card with the Bears. And he was a coach with the Skins. So there he is in his much older years. Put that there. Tacoma, Washington. Another Star Wars return. This is film editor Richard Chu. Signed down there with the film editor inscription. This is, of course, the original, or one of the original posters for Star Wars A New Hope, which he was one of the editors. And he actually won an Academy Award for it. Now, of course, you've got Marcia Lucas, who is George Lucas's ex-wife. And there's Richard there on the end. So, very cool. Always happy to add Star Wars related things, as you guys will see, because I've got a few more in here. Coming from Royal Mail overseas. Another Star Wars related one here. This is actually from Rogue One, A New Hope. I'm still thinking of Star Wars, A New Hope. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This is Sharon Duncan Brewster. Of course, she played one of the senators. There she is in this scene. Right here. Jyn Erso. And Rogue One poster and her character on the left. May the Force be with you inscription, which is always awesome. Star Wars people hook that up. This one, no postmark, but postage due, and I'll tell you why in just a second, because he sent an extra, which didn't make it exactly flat. Let me see. It's got a letter in here. I guess if you wrote anything. Nope, just mine. Disney legend Bob Penfield. And of course, there he is with, that's not him, but that's Mickey, but that's with the window display that they get on Main Street, signed it down there. Bob was the last of the original Disneylanders. What that means is he was part of the first group hired in Disneyland in 1955 something, and just retired not too long ago, but he was one of the last people to retire. Wrote a book about it, the last original Disneylander. Also was the founder of Club 55, the golf tournament he helped organize. That's a Disneyland map. And this is why postage was due. He sent a pin. And from what I understand, this is a cast exclusive pin for so many years of service. But he sent that to us, which is awesome, because I didn't even mention that we were pin traders in my letter. So that one's done. Little Rock, JFK return. These trickle in every once in a while because I've written to most everyone, but this is a witness to the assassination. James M. Monroe is also U.S. Navy retired. Of course, there's the first day issue that I send everyone. The overhead shot of Dealey Plaza. And of course, this shot just as motorcade was passing, first shots rang out. I did ask a question, and I'm going to read this because I always like to get people's opinion, especially people who are there. And I asked him, let's see, I asked whoever I write that was in Dallas, what their thoughts, where the shots came from. And this is what he wrote. My thoughts due to military training and growing up hunting. Where a bullet goes in, it makes a hole. Where it comes out, it makes a much larger hole. The president had a hole in the front of his neck, and the back of his head was blown out. The bullet came from somewhere in front and at a lower level, maybe a storm drain. So very cool. JFK related. Letter goes back in there because I keep that. No postmark on this one. Hockey return. Love the old school hockey, especially the old Red Wings, the original 6. This is Ed Sanford. Signed down there at the bottom. Played for the Red Wings, the Blackhawks. This is a blown up card. Chicago Blackhawks number 60, to Archer, and the Boston Bruins. And he sent a little note to you on mine, just saying, keep up my good fight. And he finds it's funny because he grew up and raised in Canada, and he always finds it funny when people from warm weather like us from the South write to him. So very cool. That goes back in there. That one goes over there. Next. No postmark, looks like it rubbed off. Very cool return from part of my childhood. If you guys grew up in my time frame, you guys watched the Justice League, aka Super Friends. This is Shannon Farran, and she provided the voice of Wonder Woman. Woohoo! So there's a group shot, another one, big part of my childhood, and there she is herself with the cool Wonder Woman inscription or picture. Health, wealth, and happiness. So very cool. Big part of my childhood. Loved my cartoons. Santa Clarita, California. Very cool return. Saw somebody else get him back. Might have been Stacy Schaefer, but this is Chris Sullivan. Have you guys ever seen the show This Is Us? He plays Toby. And if you look at this, look how that signature pops. It is a blue paint pen. And God bless him, he let it dry before he put it in. So no smudging. He was also in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Small minor role, but that is him right there. And another cast shot from This Is Us. And if you notice, he has actually lost a lot of weight, so good for him. Toby, Chris Sullivan. No postmark on this one. It's like Christmas. I don't even know what some of these are. They've been sitting around so long. Another Disney return. Orlando and Ferrante. There's the man himself with Mickey Mouse getting his window that is on Main Street. He worked as a Disney Imagineer for 40 plus years. There he is with the handprints and Walt Disney Imagineering. And he sent something very cool. I'm going to cover up this. Let's see if I can do this here. Hold on. Because I don't want to show phone numbers and stuff. Sent this card, and if you look at it, WED, that is Walt Disney's original company before it became Walt Disney Imagineering. It was WED, and that's the company that helped design Disneyland before it opened, and some of the stuff for the New York World's Fair before selling it to Walt Disney Productions. So this is an old card, and he was gracious enough to let me have it and signed it. So that is pretty awesome. Love the Disney stuff. I have so much more appreciation for it now that we live down here. Awesome. So pictures go in that pile so I can put them away, and that one goes there so I can file that. Overseas airmail. Another Star Wars return. This person actually reached out to me on Facebook, because what I do is I put my links to all my social medias just in case they wanted to see who I am, let them know I'm a real person. But this is Patrick Ginter, and he played Commander Deshane, I believe it is, in The Empire Strikes Back. Of course, this is the scene from Cloud City, Bespin. Signed 2 of those. And he had some minor roles as a stormtrooper, but he signed this one on the back, which is fine. And he also sent a nice large photo, 5x7, 6x9 maybe. It's got some photos there of his other work, and of course signed it down there. So very cool. Like I said, I talked to him a few times on Messenger, so that's awesome. Very cool. Star Wars, we all know the Skywalkers and the Solos, stuff like that, but it wouldn't exist without people like that. That goes there, that goes there. Sorting so I can put stuff away. Oakland, California. Another Star Wars return. Ernie Fesselas. He provided the voice for the Rancor Keeper in Return of the Jedi. There's a still of the actual movie. Here is a blown up, what is this, Topps card maybe? Blown up Star Wars card, signed in silver. And also provided some other voice grunts, not really speaking parts, but for Return of the Jedi. So very cool. And also sent May the Force Be With Us. Again, awesome that people like that take time to do that. Put that one back there. Okay. Sacramento, California. Bear with me, guys. I only got a couple more. Another Star Wars return. matte painter, helped bring the Star Wars universe to life. This is Frank Ordaz. There's Frank painting. Of course, they use mattes and all sorts of cool effects to create backgrounds. Sign that in gold. Sign this one that they are painting stormtroopers, so they didn't have to pay a bunch of extras. And here is another one with the Millennium Falcon. And of course, you got Lando and Han and Return of the Jedi. So very cool. That one there, that one there. These came in today. No postmark on this one. I believe it came from Cleveland because he's helping the front office there. Alonzo Highsmith played at the U. Signed 3, 2 of them in the Miami jersey, and he was a Houston Oiler. So very cool. Lonzo. One more Star Wars return. Santa Clarita, California, and this is cool. It's like a stamp. It's a guy falling. It will make sense in just a minute, but this is Bob Yakes, and he was a stunt performer, and he did stunts as Boba Fett in The Return of the Jedi. So there's a shot from the movie, but here's some behind the scenes work. Getting ready on the launcher, of course. You might recognize the scene where he is launched from Jabba's barge onto the little skiff where he fights Luke Skywalker for a minute and, of course, gets knocked into the Starlight Pit. Where does he die? I don't know. So awesome. Awesome Star Wars. People like that brought it to life. Last one, coming from Orlando, Florida. She's going to be huge. She is part of, not that 4 horsemen, the 4 horsewomen. And it depends on who you talk to. But this is Jasmine Duke, former MMA star and currently NXT training to be a WWE superstar. Just a complete badass. Signed in silver there. And here you go. Woo! The 4 horsewomen of MMA, NXT, WWE. Of course, we all know Ronda Rousey, but check this out. So there is Jasmine's signature, and she had Shayna Baszler, not current, but former NXT champion. Sign it also, so she sent a nice duel. Must have been there at the same day, so awesome. That's it. I can finally put this stuff away. Sorry for an almost 20-minute video, guys. I love catching up with you. I love talking autographs. If you guys get a chance, check out Autograph Weekly. They've been doing some Google Hangouts where Zane Savage, Stacey Schaefer, President Michael, Andy Summers, Neary, who, what was he? TTM Central? It hasn't done that in a long time, but old school. Just talking about stuff. So I try and drop in. It's usually 9 o'clock Central Time on Tuesdays. If you guys are interested in a link, check out the Facebook page, maybe YouTube. I don't know, but I'll try and get in there. But anyways, I love talking to you guys about autographs. I love this stuff. I love getting it in. I'm thoroughly enjoying the hobby still. So anyways, Mike from the Autograph Network, out.